All right, guys, we are going to work on our countdown 17 weeks. So there's 2 pages. I hope that you tried to do these pages, and we're going to go back and correct them together. So make sure that if you haven't done them, that you give it a good solid shot. Try and do both of those 2 pages and then come back here and we're going to correct them, okay? All right, so number 1 under the 17-week countdown, it says, and let's see what page this is. So you can see, I kind of cut it off on this one, but in the bottom corner, right there, can you see that? It's page 19, so let's look on page 19. Okay, Veronica is saving money for a car that costs $5,192. So there's 2 parts to this. Part A says Veronica has saved $2,795 so far. How much more money does she need to save to buy the car? Now, they gave you the math problem right here. They're saying she has 5,000 or she needs 5,192. She's so far saved 2,795. So you need to subtract these two to see how much more money she needs. But here's the thing. They want you to use the numbers right here to figure out this math problem. I think that's pretty easy. Let's try it. Okay, so 2 minus 5. Can't do that. So I've got to go over here and borrow from the tens. I need to borrow a group of tens. So what is that 9 going to turn into? It's going to turn into that 8 right there, right? And that 2, when we add the 10 to it, is going to turn into a 12. So look at, we used an 8 and a 12. Do you see how they're asking you just to use those numbers? Okay, so 12 minus 5 is 7. Good job. So we use that 7. And 8 minus 9, can we do that? No, sometimes you're going to have to borrow next door a couple of times. So you're saying, hey, group of hundreds, I need to take all your hundreds. So you're going to turn into what? 0. Look at that 0 right there. And this 8, we have to add that 100 to it. It's actually 80, right? Because it's in the tens column. You have to add that, so it's going to be 18 tens. And look at, we have that 18 right there. What's 18? Now we don't have that anymore. So 18 minus 9 is going to be 9. And 0 minus 7, can we do that? Nope. We have to say, hey, thousands, we need to borrow one of your groups right here so we can turn this into 10. And look, we have that 4 done. We have that 10 done. So this is 10 hundreds, right? So 10 minus 7 is going to be 3. We can use that right there. And then 4 minus 2 is 2. Did we use all the numbers? Good. So it's 2,397. Not written very well, but that's how it is. Okay. Part B. Now you're going to still use the same information. It says, Veronica's refrigerator stopped working. This is true life, kids. And she had to pay $298 to have it fixed. She had to take the money out of the savings that she had so far. So how much money does she have saved for the car now? How much money does she have saved for the car now? So she had 2,000. I'm going to write it over here so I can do it bigger. 2,795. She had that much saved, but then she had to use this money. She's like, sorry, savings. I got to fix my fridge. So I'm going to subtract that. She had to take that away from what she had saved because she had to spend it. So she had to subtract the 298. 5 minus 8, can we do it? Nope, we have to say, hey, tens, I need to borrow a group of you so I can have 15 here. I know that's going to be 7. 15 minus 8 is 7. And 8 minus 9, can I do that? Nope. Again, we got to borrow over here and say, hey, can I just regroup you into this right here to have 18? Awesome. 18 minus 9 is going to be 9. Oh, nice. 6 minus 2, I don't have to regroup. That's 4. And then 2 minus 0 is 2. So how much money she has saved now is 2,497. Okay, there we go. All right, let's look at the bottom here. James listened to 2 songs. The first song was 238 seconds, and the second song was 304 seconds. How many seconds longer was the second song? So I need to find the difference, the space between 238 and 304. So the easiest way to do that is just going to be subtracting. 304 minus 238. Oh goodness. 4 minus 8. I can't do that. I need to borrow from 0, I need to regroup a 10. And 10 says what? I don't have anything to give you, but I can go next door and ask hundreds if he can just regroup hit a group of hundreds over to me. So if I took one group of hundreds and that became 2 group of hundreds instead of 3, and now I have 10, right? Because 10 tens is 100. So if I take 100 and I split it into groups of 10, I have 10 of them, right? And now they're saying, hey, ones column, look at, I've got 10 tens now. Do you want to borrow a group of tens? And the one says, yes, I do. So you're going to be 9 group of tens now. And I'm going to take away that one group of 10 and add it to my 4 that I have right now, which is going to be 14 minus 8, which is 6. 9 minus 3, which is 6. And 2 minus 2 is 0. Is there anything over here that says 66 seconds? Yes, there is. Awesome. Okay, let's flip the page to the next side. All right, Georgia practices the piano for 420 minutes each week. She practices 3 times a week on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. The number of minutes she practiced each day is shown in the table below. How many more minutes does Georgia need to practice this week? Well, we need to find out how many minutes she's already practiced this week. So let's add up these minutes to see how many she's already practiced. So we have 52, 67, 57. Is that what that is? Yeah. Okay, 7 plus 7 is 14, plus 2 more is 16. And 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 6 is 16, plus 1 is 17. Okay, so far she's practiced only 176 minutes. Wow, that's not very long when she has to practice for 420 minutes. So we have to take the 420 and say, listen, Georgia, you're falling way short this week. You need to practice 420 and you've only done 176, so now we have to subtract this. I can't take 6 away from 0, so I have to say this is going to be a 1. We're going to turn that into a 10, right? Because I'm taking one group of 10s and bringing it over. 10 minus 6 is 4. 1 minus 7, again, we're going to need to regroup a group of 10s from the hundreds, a group of hundreds, into the 10s, which is going to be 10 plus 1, which is 11. And 11 minus 7 is 4. And 3 minus 1 is 2. Wow. She has a lot more minutes to practice. 244? Yeah. Whew, that's a lot. All right. She better get practicing. I guess she's only practiced 3 days this week, though, so she has some time to keep going. All right, number 4. Daryl is a mountain climber. One of his favorite places to climb is to Highlight Peak, which has a height of 10,299 feet. After climbing for 3 hours, he's at a height of 8,517 feet. How many more feet does he need to climb to reach the top of the mountain? They did something in here where they gave you too much information. Do we need to know how long he climbed? For how many hours? No. And that can be kind of confusing, so you might want to just cross that out. All right, so let's look. It's the top of the peak from the base right here. He needs to go to the top, and this is 10,299 feet. Now, he has climbed so far, after climbing for 3 hours, he's at the top. He's right here at 8,517 feet. And they just want to know, how much further is it right here? How much further does he need to go to get to the top? What is this distance from here to here? How are we going to figure that out? Well, you're going to have to subtract. You're going to have to take the 10,000. Oh, you know what? I'm going to try this actually. Let's try, so it looks a little bit better. 10,299. And then let's subtract 8,517. Now, it's important when you do this that they're lined up. You can kind of see how this isn't totally lined up, but the 8 needs to go underneath the 0. So this, we need to realize, is like lined up like this. So 9 minus 7 is 2. And then 9 minus 1 is 8. 2 minus 5, we can't do that. And we can't take away from the 0 because there is nothing right there. So you've got to take, okay, I'm going to turn that into 0, and then I'm going to have 10,000s to work from. And then now that I have 10,000s, the hundreds can take one of my thousands, turn that into 9, and turn that into 12. 12 minus 5 is 7, and 9 minus 8 is 1. So he has to go another 1,782 feet. This is 1,782 to get to the top. Because if I took 8,817 and I added 1,782, I would get to this 10,299. Okay? All right, last one, number 5. The Miller family is planning a vacation and they have 3 choices of where to go. The table shows how many miles each place is from their home. Select all of the following statements that are true. If they say all of the following statements, does that mean that more than one of them can be true? It does. So we've got to make sure we read all of them very carefully. Okay, so the Great Smoky Mountains is miles from home. So from their home to the mountains is 1,915. To New York, it's 2,100. And to Disney World, it's 2,404. Okay. This first one says, the Great Smoky Mountains are 489 miles farther than Disney World. Well, look at the Great Smoky Mountains are actually closer because they're only 1,915 miles away, and Disney World is actually further away. So we know that this one's not true. We can be like, nope, that's not true because it's actually closer. Okay, let's look at the next one. The Great Smoky Mountains are 185 miles closer than New York. Okay, well, it is closer than New York, so let's subtract that and see if it's correct. If New York is 2,100 miles away, and the Great Smoky Mountains are 1,915 miles away, it's closer. Oh, goodness. These are the best. When we have zeros to subtract, it's so great. Okay, we can't take 5 away from 0, and we can't borrow, or we can't regroup anything from there because there's nothing to regroup. But the 10s are saying, hey, I can go next door to the hundreds, and I can take all of those hundreds away. And then look at, I've got one group of 10 right here. And the ones are like, amazing, thank you, group of 10. I'm going to take one of your group of 10s, and I'm going to turn that into 10 right here. Okay, so 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 1 is 8. And this one, again, is like, uh-oh, now I got to go borrow from the thousands and steal one of you. Okay, so 10 minus 9 is 1, and 1 minus 1 is 0. All right, is it 185 miles closer? Yes, because if I was going to say the distance from the Great Smoky Mountains to New York is actually the distance between them is 185 miles. So that means that it's 185 miles closer. So you can definitely mark that one. What about Disney World? Is it 304 miles farther away than New York? Well, let's see. Disney World is 2,404 miles away, and New York is only 2,100 miles away. So it's definitely further away. Let's make sure that the math is right. So if it's 2,404, that's how far it is away. And let's subtract the 2,100. So you guys realize if you have a number like this, you can say that's 2,100, or you can say it's 2,100. I don't know if we've talked about that much, but now you know. Okay, 4 minus 0 is 4. Oh, nice. No regrouping. 0 minus 0. Oh, nice. 4 minus 1. Oh, nice. 2 minus 2 is 0. So is it 304 miles farther away? Disney World is 304 miles farther away than New York? Definitely. Definitely. All right. Good job. You guys did amazing. Make sure that you take pictures of it and turn it into me. I'm going to make sure that you're checking it. So good job. And you'll see the next one in a little bit.